Hello, everybody. We are on Module 9, and let's just jump right in. Um, so, the prompt this week, we're talking about imagining yourself in future social work and how you would balance honoring older adults' capabilities with supporting them through possible age related challenges. So, essentially, how I would honor, oops, sorry, I moved my whole table. How I would honor clients. I mean, something really simple, active listening. They have a plethora of knowledge that, they've gathered throughout their entire life. Their stories are going to be amazing to listen to. And a lot of the time, that's sometimes all they really need. Um, when you're building a rapport with them is just listening to them and understanding their stories and being kind, talking with them, getting to know them. Um, Using collaborative decision making, not just saying things like, I decided that you're going to do this because I think this is what's best for you, and treating them like a child. That's really not what you want to do to honor them as a person, because just because they're older and they've lost some ability or many abilities, whether it be their cognitive function, their physical abilities, being able to go to the bathroom on their own, they're still a person. They still want to be independent. They don't want to be treated like a child because they're not a child. And I think a lot of older people unfortunately get treated in such a way that they are treated like a child, and they're not. And that's definitely not honoring them. And even something as simple as say you have an older person who loves to crochet, but they struggle to crochet and can't crochet as fast as they used to be able to because of arthritis, but they still do it, and commending them on that and highlighting their strengths. Be like, I see that you're crocheting a blanket and it's beautiful. I know it hurts your hands, but you're still able to do what you love, and that's what's important. They may not be able to crochet a whole blanket in the time frame they used to, but they're still able to do the things that they love, just maybe not to the best of their previous abilities. But highlighting the things that they're still able to do, and highlighting their resilience to adapting to the changes that they're going through. Um, Speaking of changes, another thing that they're going to be experiencing it is needing more help than they are used to having to have. So, you have an older person that maybe now is incontinent, or they may not be able to walk. Going through those changes is difficult because, they were an able bodied person who could go to the restroom on their own and could walk without assistance. So having to transition from being an able bodied person to not is difficult. So you could frame them needing a walker or them having to wear Depends maybe as a tool for them to continue to be as independent as they're capable, and see it as more of a positive thing rather than a negative, because we all need help sometimes. And that's going to look different depending on our capabilities. So framing it in a way where it's not maybe so much a negative thing. Um, and then just being compassionate, offering them a listening ear, a shoulder to cry on, um, listening to their struggles, and really trying to help them combat their loneliness. And they might be dealing with some grief. Maybe they've lost a partner, um, or friends even, and then helping them deal with a shifting of their identity as a person, because that's going to change as they get older as well. They're going to be dealing with a lot of new things in their life. And then getting them involved with younger people. Sorry, there's a gnat. Getting them involved with younger people to foster connections of community, encouraging them to be creative. Whether, I mean, maybe they used to be a singer, they could, put on a little impromptu concert, painting, dancing if they're able. I mean, you can dance in your chair. That works too. And then also just making sure that you're providing supportive care that aligns with their cultural values and their perspectives on aging. So those are just kind of a few ways that, as a social worker, I would try to help my older clients that I would be working with. So yeah, that's it. See y'all later. Bye.